What's up, guys? Welcome back to the School of Savagery. And we're going to be talking about today how we actually learn skills and just the mindset that we need to be getting better, dude. To be getting awesome, all right? To upgrade the program. And it's super cool because when we first learn how to do stuff, it's very difficult. And a lot of times we can see ourselves as failures, and then we just stop trying. This could be simply going out on a Friday or Saturday night, and maybe you get rejected a few times, right? But your brain's actually learning how to become a damn magician in these social situations. But you're like a little babe. You're just learning. You're learning how to walk. You're learning how to crawl. You got to crawl before you can walk. When you're first learning something, the brain is fully aware. You're fully conscious. You have your consciousness. The consciousness is like a CEO, all right? And what does a CEO do? He has a vision for the company. He says, this is our goal. This is the programs that we're going to be running. Here's our goals for the month. We're going to try to hit X, Y, and Z, all right? And so he stops in the morning, has his little morning meeting, tells everyone what to do, and then he's out of there. But think about when you were first learning to ride a bike, or maybe, let's say, I'm trying to think of some examples, learn how to drive stick shift, okay? When you're first learning how to ride that bike, the conscious mind is like the captain of the ship. It's saying, all men on deck, all men to the fucking starboard. It's like every man on deck, bro. Every man on deck. Let's go. So there's a lot of chatter, but eventually what happens? You don't even think when you ride a bike, dude. You don't even know how you jump on the bike, and you just pedal and you distribute your weight without thinking. It's amazing. So that shows us that our brains, when we do something, it's just burning it into the circuitry. It's like taking a damn thing out of the coals and branding it into our brain. It's just putting it in there. Okay, so the repetition, the practice is installing it into the machinery. And it does this because it helps us get fast. All right? If you're always thinking, if you're trying to think about how you drive stick shift, I guarantee you your shifting is not going to be that smooth. If you try to consciously think about how you're doing it, you're going to be a little bit awkward in your movements. That's like anything. If you start walking down the street and you think about your walking is going to be a little bit weird. You know how to walk. It's in you, dude. You've been doing it for years now. And so in a way, our conscious mind is there to govern and to set goals, but eventually it goes down. And so first is speed, because look, if you're trying to hit 100-mile-per-hour fastball, you only have a split second to sort of adjust, twitch, and release. There's no way that your conscious mind has any time to get in, so you just react. Professional baseball players are simply reacting because they've done thousands of swings and it's been burned into them. So speed, so just the motor skills take over. There's no conscious thought there. So the mind actually becomes quiet. You don't get better in addition to your mind becoming quieter. You get better because your mind is now quiet. The CEO's off. He's left for the day. Now the employees are just doing their damn job. The next thing is energy. If we were always conscious, if you were always conscious, which some people are, they're always anxious, and anxiety causes a lot of stress. It drains you, a lot of cortisol. But if you were always burning up a lot of energy, because in those first stages of riding a bike, dude, you're sapping energy like crazy. You're like a battery, you got to recharge. So energy sparing is of the utmost importance. So it becomes, the brain dies in a sense, the conscious mind takes a nap, and we let the thing run on autopilot. Garry Kasparov, I believe that's how you say his name, the famous chess player, once played this computer program. And the computer program needed to have 2 fans going off to be able to cool it down. And they monitored Gary's brain waves and they saw that he was just cool. It was like he was hardly using any brain activity. Because since he was a kid, he had been burning these algorithms and these patterns into his brain where he would just see it and it would be like a motor reflex. He wouldn't have to, you know, when you play chess, you're like so conscious, you're trying to think. Unless you're, you know, you got a pretty high rank, you know what you're doing. But like for us everyday chess players, it's like, dude, what do I do here? You're trying to think 20 moves ahead. You don't see the algorithm. You don't see the pattern. That's mind-blowing, dude. Because what does that mean for us? Is that whenever we're going and trying new things and we're learning, we're getting better. You know, of course we have, that's when the CEO comes in. We got to correct. We got to figure out what's the best, most efficient way to do it. But eventually, it becomes a part of us. It's like burned into us, dude. We can just start living life with more skill. Look, here's an example. Like when I first tried to learn this trick, it was so difficult to me. And this is not that difficult of a trick, but you know, it was so hard at first. And when I think about it, I actually fumble. I usually fumble when I'm in front of a camera. You know, I'm self-aware. I'm like thinking about everything. I could just probably do that with my eyes closed though. It just burns into you, but in the beginning it's tough. And so I think that's a brilliant way to look at life, is that whatever we're doing, we're a student of life. And we're constantly upgrading. We're constantly like learning new things and we're getting better. So instead of looking at yourself as a failure, and just keep trying and maybe analyze a little bit, you know, what you can consider a failure. But keep going, dude. And you can, the beautiful thing about humans is we can transverse across like multiple fields. You can be a pilot if you want to. You can fly a blimp. You could be a skydive instructor. You could be a master pasta chef and cook the best pasta in the world. All right, but it's through that repetition, through that practice, like an elite level athlete, burning it into your brain, getting super quick, saving the energy, and shutting off, telling the CEO to take a break, letting the captain go beneath and take a nap, because that's how we're going to function the best. Okay, we don't always need the conscious mind to be there. We don't always need direction from it. It's there and it serves a massive purpose. But once it's in there, man, we let the ship sail. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.